Teach21 Project-Based Learning, Hate-Free, Can We? A secondary PBL project in 2008 to 2009 from the West Virginia School. Examined and reported by May M. Dollis. Hate-Free, Can We? Is a secondary project-based learning created by Teresa McAbee. PBL is a part of the Teach21, a site designed by teachers to assist colleagues in planning and delivering effective 21st century instruction in West Virginia classrooms, emphasizing the use of technology tools. Schools alone cannot possibly solve conflicts that are rooted in families, communities, and institutions, but social studies classrooms can contribute greatly to the exploration of ways people can handle their anger, frustrations, and disappointments without the use of violence. Schools expose students to cultures of different facets and multi-perspectives. Teaching students controversial issues would develop their appreciation of a diversified culture and offer them ways and opportunities to develop their capacity to cope with, understand, and tolerate other people who are products of numerous cultures. In this lesson, students rely heavily on primary documents, which is good because they are exposed to real-life problems. Later, they choose a certain issue of interest and involve themselves in investigation, develop a stance on it, and offer ways to peaceful solution of such issues and concerns. Rubrics are constantly used both by the teacher and students, so that the latter have a clear understanding of expectations during the instructional activity. Throughout the learning process, individual and group performance are assessed in different phases using the rubrics. A complete set of such rubrics are provided in the lesson plan. Students work both on their own and with the other group members through different projects and other forms of assessment. Students are motivated to be at their best in accomplishing different tasks, and they are led to examine and re-examine their own performance through reflection. Hence, they do not interact with other students and groups in the class alone, but also with themselves. The lesson plan is at its optimum level of organization. Every step is logically presented and developed from simple to complex activities. These are the sample products of Teach21PBL Hate-Free, Can We? One of the sources of the students in the investigation, one of the logs used by the students, two of the rubrics being used. The lesson plan created tackles one of the most controversial issues in the social studies classroom, the culture of violence. Students investigate forms of hate crime like terrorism, religious conflict, weapons of mass destruction, population growth, and other forms of human rights violation. Content-wise and value-wise, this topic is both relevant and significant. However, Mary Solly asked, if it's controversial, why teach it? If teaching controversial issues requires a lot of time, preparation, and in-depth study on our part as teachers, and may endanger our position if we offend a student, parent, or another colleague, why still teach it? Teaching controversial issues are supported by social educational researches. In teaching controversial issues in the social studies classroom, there are 2 points being raised: encouraging students to think and teaching about values. If we teach controversial issues, in-depth study is promoted among students. They veer away from rote regurgitation of facts and ideas. Their study becomes meaningful as what they study is given focus and direction through inquiry. They are able to make thoughtful decisions and judgments. They are given the opportunity to practice their democratic principles and participate in democratic processes. They learn by doing or creating and gain deeper understanding of the social world and its issues and concerns. We also teach them about values. We don't preach them what is right or what is wrong, but we give them the venue to learn about value conflicts and how would it be resolved peacefully? We teach them to prize the values they have as they come into contact with multiple perspectives. Questions of values, how they are defined, how they shape behavior, and how and why they clash. Through learning, we make them realize that conflicts are everywhere. But such conflicts all lead to resolution when citizens get involved. This kind of involvement instills citizenship education among the students. Project-based learning promotes student productivity, motivation, and involvement. Students are involved in a variety like keeping a running log based on the news, conducting interviews on local hate crime of their choice to investigate, writing a reflection paper or essay, making research on prevailing state statutes and local ordinances on hate crimes, gathering data on existing hate crimes and violations on human rights from primary sources, producing a wiki for communication, among others. Student social and interpersonal skills are developed because together with a group, they explore possibilities of developing strategies to help stop hate crimes. They collaborate with public officials and experts in the community to produce a content-related knowledge base through technology. 21st century skills comprise information and communication skills, thinking and reasoning skills, and personal and workplace skills. With the 21st century skills, students are expected to use advanced skills of analysis, synthesis, and evaluation to create new knowledge and visualize connections between seemingly unrelated ideas to promote well-developed solutions. Technology tools are maximized by the students in assessing, managing, creating, integrating, and valuing information and communicating that in oral, written, or multimedia format. Students also use technology tools to explore new ideas, to apply sound reasoning processes, and to frame, analyze, and solve complex problems. In this lesson plan, with teacher's guide, students conduct research information and present it in graphic organizer. Create and present final product using technology, collaborate with peers and experts, and develop a wiki. According to the National Council for Social Studies, powerful teaching and learning are created in social studies when social studies is meaningful, integrative, value-based, challenging, and active. Precisely what teach21PBL is all about. Finally, these are my suggestions to tackle local social studies content. Dealing with the culture of violence in the Philippine setting is applicable in tackling armed conflict between the government and New People Army, juvenile delinquency, Muslim-Christian conflict in Mindanao, and hate crimes committed against the homosexuals. Collaborating with agencies involved in such issues, PSWD, PNPRAFP, OMA, LGBTS for primary sources. Encouraging class and creating networks or linkages with other student organizations to disseminate information within school about such issues and developing a position about it. I hope you learned something. Thank you very much.